To a special press conference to start the 2018-2019 ABB Formula E Championship, and we've got three of our guests today after the first day of combine testing: Stoffel Vandoorne from HWA Race Lab, Robin Frijins from Envision Virgin Racing, and Felippe Massa from the Venturi Formula E team. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Starts with a new era, new hardware, new races, and some new faces in the championship. And Stoffel, if we can just begin with you. Obviously it was announced, I think on Monday, that you were coming to Formula E, very much a new challenge for you. Talk to us a little bit about the process of getting into the championship and your first feelings of the Formula E championship today.
Yeah, so I had the first contact in about September, I would say. I actually had a phone call with Toto, and he asked if I would be interested to join HWA for the Formula E project, and yeah, I mean, I didn't really have to think about that. I think HWA as a team, they've done extremely well in the past, and just last weekend won the championship in DTM as well. So a lot of talented people there, and yeah, the plans for the future as well were looking very exciting. So when I had the chance to join Formula E with HWA, and knowing what the future is holding, and I didn't really have to think twice.
How has the bedding in process been into the car? Because obviously you've had no opportunity to test, very limited experience. Have you had any sim sessions prior to coming here today?
I've had 2 days in the car before coming here, so I kind of have a little bit of a feeling already what the car is doing, how everything is behaving. Obviously today was a bit difficult for us. We missed quite a lot of running because of a few issues, but I think it was always going to be that way. The team is completely new. There's a lot of things we have to get on top of, and yeah, I think the aim for this test is to get everything right operationally, and yeah, make sure we get all the procedures right, and turn up with hopefully a good package in the first race in Riyadh.
When you look down the entry list at the quality of drivers and teams in the championship, what do you think? You've raced against some of these guys yourself before in junior formula, so you're well aware of the strength of competition throughout the field.
Yeah, definitely. It was nice to be back in this paddock, and to see so many familiar faces. A lot of the drivers I've raced against. Robin in Formula Renault, Felippe in Formula 1, and some many others that I've raced against. So it's nice to see those people back. Even teams as well, which I've been working with in the past. So yeah, looking forward to this series.
Thank you, Stoffel. Welcome to Formula E. Good to see you. Thanks for your time. And Robin Frijins for Envision Virgin Racing. Robin, great to see you back. It's like you've never been away. Just talk to us a bit about when you walked through the gates this morning back into the Formula E paddock. What were your emotions about rejoining the championship?
Yeah, of course, missing season 4. Been preparing for this season for quite some time now, together with Envision Virgin Racing. So yeah, I'm just really looking forward for the start of the season, and yeah, hopefully everything goes well from the first race onwards.
And the big news, I guess, in terms of the package that you'll be racing with, is the fact that you're using the Audi powertrain as a customer team this year. Talk to us a bit about that, the experience that you've had, because you've had a couple of days of private testing, and then today as well. Give us an update on how things are going so far with the package you have.
Yeah, the package looks pretty strong, I have to say. Been testing, yeah, as you said, a couple of days with Audi as well. So only today we are having a bit of issues here and there, because as everyone knows, there's a lot of software in the car, and to get everything running smoothly, it's not that easy sometimes. So today is one of those days. So yeah, we try to look into certain things, and hopefully we'll be better tomorrow. Thank you
very much, Robin. And moving over to Felippe Massa from Venturi. Felippe, another milestone, I guess, in terms of your programme in the Formula E Championship. You're here today with the rest of the competition. You've been testing in isolation a little bit, so give us a bit of a summary how things have gone today in your mind, how you think it's gone.
Well, first of all, it's definitely a new challenge. For me, it's a completely different championship, cars, tracks, approach. So even if have a lot of experience in Formula 1, long career as well, is a new challenge for me, for all of the drivers that is starting now as well, Formula E. And I'm really motivated, so I like new challenge, so just learning things test by test. So we did some tests and chill this week, just learning the car. Is the car completely different? I mean, no downforce, maybe road tires, completely different mentality in terms of engines, which is batteries. So it's a lot to learn, but I'm quite happy, motivated. So trying to learn things as quick as and in the right way I can, and I'm sure it's a lot to have fun in this championship. It's definitely the championship that grows more compared to all of the others. You know, so that's really nice to be part of it. Nice to see the level of drivers really high. You know. And I'm sure and I really hope we can enjoy being competitive, you know, not only me but my team, Venturi, and have fun. So in this new challenge of my career.
It's the first time you've been on the track with lots of other cars. You've had maybe another one that you've been testing with in private testing. Can you think in your mind what it's going to be like going down to your backyard in the Sand of Vault? In next May? It's going to be pretty busy with these cars, isn't it? 22 on the grid.
Oh yeah, for sure. It will be pretty busy, and especially the tracks that Formula E is racing, very tight corners, which has nothing to do with this track, I would say. So this track is not really a proper understanding, you know, to see how it's going to be from the first race into the last one. So. It's also quite interesting that I don't know any of the tracks, you know, so it's a big learning for all of the new drivers, you know, to learn the tracks. And I think, you know, 22 cars will be quite busy, but we need to understand, we need to learn, and we need to understand also how you race with these cars compared to, you know, how I was used to do all my career until now.
Where are you in your mind in terms of what you've gained so far with the car, Felipe? You've got 2 days left. Friday will be the final day before we go to the first race. It's always hard to predict when you're not at a track,
yeah.
Like a street track, but any indication of where you might be in the pecking order now?
I think it's quite difficult to say. I mean, all of the tests we did until now, we were alone. So what I can say is that we improved a lot the car from the first tests that we did until the last one. So now we still, you know, need to improve. We still need to understand so many things for the season. You know, to develop in the car in the right way, to develop the team in the right way. It's clear that you have so many very good teams and good drivers. So, but I think it's quite difficult to say now. So we need to wait exactly the first race when everybody's on the maximum, and then we understand. So I really hope we can be as competitive, and that we can be, you know, fighting for a great position.
Thank you, Felipe. All the best for the season ahead. Moving over to Pascal Werlhein from Mahindra Racing. Pascal, welcome to Formula E. Great to see you. You obviously announced just a few hours ago as one of the 2 drivers with Mahindra Racing. Your first impressions of the championship and of testing out there with all the other entries today?
Yeah, it's very different to everything I was used to drive in the past, so still adapting to everything, to the procedures, to energy saving, how the car reacts to setup changes and so on. So busy few days, and I have a lot to learn.
You've done a few different, private test days away from the other teams. How have you got to grips with the new systems? Obviously you haven't got a comparison to the Season 1 car, which might be useful actually, but in terms of understanding the active braking on the rear axle and these kind of things, is it something that you've been developing before, or you've worked with before, or is it completely new to you?
I mean, some things are similar, but most of them are completely different. So you know, the most important thing is to get used to everything, and then with the experience you will get better, you know, into which direction you have to improve. And yeah, at the moment, you know, I'm still exploring everything.
And the nature of Formula E, obviously, been majority of them been street circuits. You've had some fine results before at street tracks, and you've got experience of obviously Norris Ring and DTM, and I think Macau as well, and all these different circuits. So, is it something you relish, that sort of street fighting element of racing?
Yeah, I think it's really challenging, and I really like that. So you know, one mistake and you are in the wall. So I appreciate that, because most of the time you always speak about track limits and white line and can you cross or not. So you know, on the street circuit it's very clear where the limit is. So that's good.
Okay, well, one final question for everybody, which will be a quick one, but we'll start with Stoffel. Obviously, Stoffel, you're coming in completely fresh to Formula E, but the new race format and going offline and using the attack boost, it's obviously today you haven't used it particularly too much, but thoughts on that and your opinion on that as a new race format in Formula E?
It's kind of hard to comment on that. You know, I've not really tried it out today. I've seen some of the other guys have you know, tried to explore that function, and I think it's definitely something we're gonna try over the next couple of days. But yeah, so far hard to say how it will impact the racing. I think you know, there will probably be a little bit of strategy involved in terms of how we will use that. But you know, this is an extremely competitive championship, so the teams will get on top of that very soon.
And Robin, those car swap stops you love so much have finished now, so something new, a new challenge for season 5.
Yeah, again, it's new for everyone, so it's quite hard to see what's going to happen in the races, but as Stoffel already said, strategy-wise will be a thing to play with. I didn't test it today, as we had other things to look at, but yeah, it's quite a little to discuss anything. We will see in Riyadh what's going to happen in the race.
Thank you, Robin. And Felipe, how do you feel about the new race format for Formula E?
I think it's interesting, you know, especially the new ideas, you know, of attack mode. You know, trying to make the racing more interesting, trying to make things, you know, improving the show. I think for the fans, for the people. So definitely, I mean, everything is new for me, you know, because I don't know any of the tracks. But I mean, just watching the race until now, the last season and the last championship. So you can say that there's so many things going on, you know, in the race. Some big amount of competition on the track, you know, even some overtakings, also some overtakings because, you know, so many cars to save the battery. So plus then all of the new changes that we're gonna have next season. It will be, hopefully, it will come even more to the show, and that the people can enjoy. Hopefully, also the drivers inside the track. Then I will tell you after a few races, but I'm sure it should be interesting to be part of it.
Thanks, Felipe. And Pascal, I guess it was Formula 3 the last time that you raced that you didn't have a pit stop. Thoughts on the sort of strategic element of Formula E in season 5?
So I think it's good that you don't have to swap the cars anymore. From what I read in the media, sometimes, you know, there were also issues with the belts and so on. So, and it's a bit weird to change a car in a race. So you always want to have your own car, which you race the whole weekend, do the setup on that car, and that's it. So that's good. And to be honest about the other things like fan boost or hyper boost or the extra layout, I don't know so much yet. So we'll do that the next few days.
Lots to look forward to. Thank you very much, Pascal. Thanks to